Too often it's not far between music and drugs. It's cheap, it's readily available, and it's becoming America's fastest growing fix. The untimely death of the Hollywood actor Philip Seymour Hoffman has highlighted a huge rise in heroin use across the United States, among the young, the affluent, and the middle class. Reports say that the substance found in Hoffman's flat was stamped with a logo, Ace of Spades. That is a lethal mix of heroin and a powerful cancer drug which has already claimed dozens of lives. A warning, this contains flash photography. Inigo Gilmore reports now from Washington.
So this is Christopher's bedroom, where my daughter Ginny found him overdosed on the bed.
Chris Atwood was the all-American boy, handsome, fit. He loved to travel. His father a lawyer, his mother a personal trainer. But almost exactly a year ago, he died of a heroin overdose. He was just 21.
I tried to revive him as best I could. He had only recently overdosed. He was still warm. I mean, he's the anti-stereotype. He was good-looking, funny. He was extremely intelligent. He had everything going for him.
Chris was a well-loved teenager, but he first got involved in heroin, aged just 15. Even in this affluent suburban neighborhood, heroin found its way into his group of young friends.
It was shock that this couldn't happen to us. Yeah. We played by all the rules. We did everything in the book. We're highly educated. So how could our son be caught up in such a horrific street drug?
And of course, we didn't really know much about it. You know, it was just something that was out there, and it was something that the bad kids did. And Christopher was not a bad kid.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was the most high-profile victim yet of an epidemic of heroin overdose deaths now sweeping America. Syringes and prescription pills were found in his apartment, and police sources say close to 50 envelopes of what they believe is heroin. This drug enforcement official told me they've got a huge battle on their hands.
45% increase in heroin deaths over 10 years. That is crazy stuff. It is easier and cheaper to get heroin in this country than prescription pills.
And this is now on epidemic proportions.
We believe, and if you ask the medical community, they would say it is an epidemic.
One factor in this surge in overdose deaths, a deadly mix of heroin and fentanyl, a combination that may have killed Philip Seymour Hoffman.
There is the potential for fentanyl mixed with the heroin, which has proven to be very deadly across the country. Fentanyl is 50 to 100 times more powerful than morphine potentially, and 30 to 50 times more powerful than heroin itself.
So when you're mixing the two together...
Correct.
Last week, police arrested this alleged dealer in Pennsylvania who was found with packets of heroin drug cocktails branded with names like Theraflu and Bud Ice. These potent cocktails are being sought out by addicts of all backgrounds, seeking the ultimate high.
We're seeing it in the suburbs, we're seeing it in the big cities, we're seeing it in rural areas, we're seeing it abused across every demographic spectrum, and we're seeing it abused by younger and younger Americans.
It's not an inner city problem. It's as much, if not more, a white suburbia problem.
Seeing this as a disease of the inner city or the down and outers only increases the stigma and makes it that much more difficult for this to become a mainstream issue and get the kind of treatment that these people need.
Treatment is the key for the Atwood family to prevent further deaths, treating the rampant demand among young addicts like Chris, because now it seems the supply of this pernicious drug is out of control. Inigo Gilmore, Channel 4 News, Washington.